Today we're going to use Tinkercad to make a scale version of a house. So let's get cracking. This is Tinkercad.com. It is the absolute easiest place to learn computer-aided design. It is 100% free. You can simply choose sign in with Google. Today we're going to simply hit create new 3D design. Now, if you've never used Tinkercad before, I've got several day one tutorials. You can find them with this bit.ly right here. Now, my step one is always to name it. I'm going to call this my house. And then we're going to move down to settings. Typically, we work in metric, as that's what you usually build 3D prints with. Today, though, we're going to switch to imperial, and I'm going to switch it to a scale of 1 to 100 feet. Now today I'm going to match this to a real world site. I'm going to change this to 110 feet wide by 140 feet long because I know the lot that I am building from is 100 by 132. When I hit close settings, you'll see that my world looks a lot different. If you peek down here at the snap grid, you can see that it moves by a single foot, which is kind of weird if you're used to metrics. Before I get too far in the project, I do want to mention that today's video is brought to you by PCBWay.com. Their easy-to-use website is my go-to whether I'm doing a 3D printing, CNC, or PCB prototype project. They offer prototyping for as low as $5, and you can also have your parts assembled. If you're looking for 3D printing or CNC, they offer a full suite of services that are beneficial whether you're running your very first prototype or a full batch of parts. Of course, make sure you check the link in the description for more information. We're going to build the house with the sketch tool. When you bring this out, click. I tried to get as close as I could to the center, but for this one, it doesn't truly matter. And I always recommend check out the sketch features. This is where they show us new items that have been added. There's all sorts of amazing skills that'll help you become a better designer with the sketch tool. Once you're done learning, you can always hit the X. You can return to it right here. If you prefer my tutorials, please check out this playlist right here. Now I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to build the house. I'm not going to worry about where it's placed. I'm just going to start right from this. So if you've got a floor plan, you can simply click and stretch these out to match. The floor plan I'm building from shows that this part of the house is 44 feet. If you want to lock it to straight, you can hold shift, move out, and click. There is wall number 1. The next wall is 28 feet. Click. If you ever make a mistake, you can hit backspace to back up. This one right here is 44 feet as well. The next little room on the house is 24 feet. Once again, if you hold shift, it locks these straight. I need to move out 5 feet. I need to move over 10 feet. You can see how this is just crazy easy. Now this one on my house is 21.5 feet. So I'm going to switch this to a 6-inch snap. Once again, shift to lock it straight. There is my 20.5. And of course, I just continue that process until I have matched my floor plan. That is the outside of my house for the property. Bang. You could fiddle around and make the height and everything more realistic. I'm not worried about this at all. What I'm doing is creating a map for the sprinklers I just added. I will quickly add the roof just because it's fun. My roof line goes this way. I can just stretch it with the handles to the approximate locations. Control D to duplicate. I'm going to rotate that 90 degrees. Notice if you stay inside, it snaps to these, which makes it super easy. We've got an overhang like that, and I'm going to use the black handle to pull this to the approximate spot. Same thing, I can grab that handle and match it to where it really is, or awful close. I'm going to take these two and I'm going to do Control B to bundle group. That makes them easy to move to wherever I want. Now the next thing I want to mark is the property line. We're going to do that with Sketch as well. I'm going to just bring it out here, set it down. I'm going to switch to a 5-foot nudge this time, and I'm going to zoom way out so we can see it all. And the property I'm doing is 100 feet by 132, and I'm just going to go to 135. Snap. Snap, and then I'm going to turn on the stroke settings. Stay with the 0.6. I'm going to just make it centered, and I'm going to hit Finish Sketch. Now I can move this up into this area. I'm going to make it a little lower. Let's take this snap down to 1 inch. And this is just a guide for how the property looks. I'm going to make it yellow, put it close to where it is for the house. Remember, this is one piece now. And when I'm happy, I can move on to the part where I'm mapping the zones for the sprinkler system. Now you can use this for anything on your house, but check out how slick this makes it. Everything you want to build, bring out Sketch. I'm going to put in the paved driveway. Once again, the exact same sketch skills as before. Just click and map out where you want things to go. Cool point right here. I'm going to click on this one after I made it. And if I hold down the mouse button, it automatically snaps to those grids. So I'm back to having that one straight. All right, so here's how this helps me. I'm going to bring out another sketch, and this is going to be my zones. Zone number 1 for my house starts over here. I'm going to lock this straight with the shift. And I'm just going to move out here all the way down this route. It cuts over here. This one I don't need to have straight. Comes down. And follows this line back up. Once again, holding shift locks that straight. If you ever make a mistake, you can use backspace. And now I can use these measurements to find out how far it is. I've got 100 feet by 26 feet. It would be super cool if it could calculate the square feet for us, but it does not. I'm going to quickly edit it and hit number 4 to add some points so I can break this up into smaller chunks. Is hit number 4 to add points, and I'm going to hold down and add one right here. So this is more of a rectangle, and I'm going to hold down and add one up here so I can snap that in place. And now when I hit V, I can get these measurements. So this one would be 8 by 22.5. And then I threw all these numbers quickly in a Google Sheet so I could calculate and add up to get the area. Now I've got a zone over here as well, so I'm going to hit P. It starts in this spot. Once again, I got my 6-inch. I'm going to hold down Shift, stretch it to the other side. Shift. I'm just keeping the Shift button down for this, and then bringing it back. Notice I missed by 1. I don't care. I'm just going to click on it. Zone 3 and Zone 4 were easy peasy rectangles as well. All right, so I have added in my other 2 zones. I want you to see this. I made these separate. If we click on the red one, you can see those are joined. Now let me show you how we're going to fix that. I'm simply going to do Control D. I'm going to double click on one of them, doesn't matter which we pick, and I'm going to delete one side. So when I hit delete there and I hit finish sketch, now I'm going to switch this color to orange or purple. You can pick whatever colors you want. And then I'm going to click on the other one that is still red. And on this one, I need to delete this side. I'm also going to show you that I took these. I turned on the stroke. So initially we could see it was a filled area. By clicking the shape and going right here, I can go to the stroke settings and I set it to center. I also want you to see that when you do that, if you want to edit, you need to double click on the line. If you double click in the middle, it doesn't do anything. So you really have to double click on the shape so that you can edit and adjust those points like we did. I will show you quickly if your dimensions are ever gone. It is likely because you clicked that button or used the shortcut Shift D. Finally, I'm going to hit Finish Sketch. And we have just used the Tinkercad Sketch tool to make an awesome model that shows the sprinkling for a piece of property. How cool is that? So as we wrap up, there are so many uses for having a version of your house that's to scale so you can plan what you're going to do next, or like I was working on the sprinkler zones. Of course, you can take this to whatever level you want. The important things for you to remember are 1, we had to switch to imperial measurements, and then also we set it to the 100:1 setting so that the feet matched the way you want. Now, of course, I did this project because I've got the sweet new watering system from Imalaza. It takes that math and calculates the best way to water my lawn, which saves me money and hopefully gets me a greener yard as well. Of course, if you find other cool uses for this idea, please add them as a comment below. You definitely inspire me and you may help other Tinkercad users come up with cool ideas as well. I do want to quickly say thank you to everybody that supports me via YouTube memberships. Don't forget there are 3 different levels of support starting as low as $5 a month. With any level of support, you get early access to videos. Also, make sure you pay attention for those members only posts. A massive shout out as well to everybody that supports me via Patreon. We are way past 500 members. It has a fantastic free messaging area where you can ask questions, post designs, gain skills. Of course, you can learn more with the bit.ly up above or the link in the description. Finally, friends, I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget every time you like, hype, share a video, add a comment down below, or click subscribe. You're helping HLModTech get just a little bigger, which absolutely makes my day. Friends, have a glorious day and keep tinkering.